I don't know. Do you ever get those days you've got all these bits and bobs and different projects waiting for your attention? There's just so much there you don't know what to do. I know I do. I just don't know where to start. What I do know is, I'm Colin Green and you are listening to Spike Pit, episode 87. I couldn't resist it. Another random Screed style intro. Inspiration courtesy of Jason Hobbs. I actually really enjoy those intros. I find them quite amusing, so pardon my self-indulgence. In this episode I'm going to answer some call-ins and discuss some D&D basic comparisons between BX and Mentzer. That's what I've been looking into, and perhaps talk about my findings.
Colin, it's Hobbs from Random Screed. Hey man, you're stealing from Judd Carlman. I think we're daydreaming together about the same stuff. Yeah, all that stuff are things that I want to think about and use in Steadfast, and I think that it would be quite possible to use many of those things right in Kalmatta as well. BX has a lot of simplified rules and some super cool stuff that would work right in with that. All you need is the money. All you need is the money to hire the people and get the stuff. I see no reason why many of those things are not something that you could attempt. So I'm pretty excited about that. As far as the trip to Zadabad goes, there's not a ton of information out there. A lot of the people that have gone to Zadabad are gone, and there's nothing left for anyone to talk about, and none of the Saleven have been back to town. See you then. Bye.
And there he is, the man himself, Jason Hobbs, or as I affectionately call him, the Hobbster. He's the man responsible in the main for sparking up my interest again in basic D&D. I've been looking at all sorts of systems in recent memory, and I'd say between Jason and Gavin Norman with his BX Essentials rules, those two guys have really got me looking hard again at the original basic without all the little changes and house rules. I'm really interested to get some more play in, rules as written, and it's been quite an eye-opener for me personally to delve into the rules and see just how many little nuances and things about play that I missed out on first time round. As a kid, we just I don't actually know. We just didn't play it to the rules. I can't deny it. I don't understand it, because I do remember reading it over and over again, but perhaps just clarity has come as I've got older, played lots and many different games. I don't know, but I do know that it is quite common and other people talk about it. But let's have another caller.
Hey buddy, Joe the Lawyer here. First, I just listened to your episode on Kalmatta and the away team mission kind of thing from the ship. First of all, let me thank you for finally spelling Kalmatta somewhere so I can actually Google it and see what the hell it is. I've been hearing people talking about Kalmatta and the West Marches and all this stuff, and I've been started last thing I Googling it, and I couldn't figure it out. So now you spelled it, I could find it. Second of all, away team missions in a little boat from a big boat. I got two words for you, man. Giant squid. Don't do it. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy who gets eaten. All right? Anywho, I'll talk to you later, man.
Hey, Spike Pit. I really liked your away team and encampment ideas. For some reason, it got me thinking it'd be really cool to mix Horatio Hornblower and the Odyssey. Have some Napoleonic-era ship get lost in a fog, and then they keep winding up on these strange islands with monsters and wizards and things like that. And over time, their muskets would run out of ammunition, and they'd have to resort to more and more medieval methods of survival.
Two callers there. Joe the Lawyer from Joe the Lawyer's Not So Wondrous Imaginings. And the second caller, Logan Howard from Swordbreaker. Thanks for calling in, guys. And you both picked up on my thoughts relating to away teams and kind of exploring, in particular, the West Marches style of play, using a kind of a mothership, a home ship, making away missions onto a series of islands or different coastal locations, really, is how I'd put it. I was talking about how this might apply in a setting like Kalmatta with Jason, but just recently on the Audio Dungeon Discord, there's some talk about collaboration on a kind of an anchorite zine project. And one of the suggestions I put out there was perhaps we could do something that involves seafaring or rivers, lakes, perhaps even sub-aqua exploration. And that received some positive comments, and a suggestion of a series of islands, an archipelago was put out. And I think I'd love to do that sort of campaign. Back in the day in Mystara, there was these islands of Arendi, and that was a group of many varied islands. I still have the book, but never actually played it. I believe my brother RFED, he runs some adventures in that setting with the guys he was playing with at the time. But Logan's a great one for coming up with these really inspirational ideas, and I think he's really onto something. And Joe, giant squid, I don't know if I could stop myself. I think I might be that guy.
Hey Colin, it's Cody. I really like the idea of establishing base camps or forward camps. I think one way to make it more manageable in a West Marches sense is just have them be temporary camps. I know you didn't want, you're worried about people futzing around in their camps, so maybe just make it temporary. Like you guys can only use it for the next session, so you have a further place to set out from than the base town. That might be one way to handle it. I just thought I'd call in and let you know I enjoyed the show. So keep it up, and I'll catch you later, bud.
Cody M, the mysterious Cody M. Thanks for calling in, mate. Cody's got his own podcast over on Anchor there. You can find it, and most other podcatchers. It's called No Safe For You. I'm a regular listener there, and I try and get some fairly frequent call-ins because Cody's quite often talking about a subject close to my heart. Yeah, forward camps. I think it's something that's probably going to come into Kalmatta as the distances get further and further away. I'm not sure what Jason's planning, but as you've heard, it's a matter of money. If you can set something up with enough security, it sounds like we're going to be good to go establishing these safe zones out in the jungle. I still think maybe finding a cleared out location, perhaps subterranean, would be perhaps easier to defend. May need to excavate a back door. You don't want to get trapped in a tomb with no way out, with an enemy banging on the front door. So, that's something perhaps we'll get to explore further, and hopefully I'll get some gaming in with Cody. We've played one time. It's an early morning for him, particularly early because of time differences. But I really look forward to gaming with you again, Cody, and thanks for your kind words. 2 more call-ins now. One from they're both familiar voices, but one of them I haven't heard from for a while, and the other one, I hear from him all the time, especially when he wants his kitchen building.
Hi, RFED here. Just wanted to call in and say how much I enjoyed listening to Sonny on the mic once again. So look forward to a few more episodes in the upcoming year with maybe some more unboxings or something of that nature. Also, just wanted to say that I really liked Ray's comment about the Marvel superhero game, adventure game. So hopefully you'll get some feedback on other people that might have tried that. I'm also looking at designing a sort of BX Essentials card-driven game. So I'm getting close to getting that ready for a little run and see what our group think of that. But keep up the great work and look forward to this year's podcasts. Thanks, bye.
Hey, Colin and Son, another great episode. That one, I was giggling through that one. You guys, that was great. I agree. The Basilisk, it doesn't make a lick of sense to me in Harry Potter versus the typical D&D one. Although that's cool. It's nice to see something different. But yeah, anyway, good show.
So RFED there, and you all know him, of course. But Shane Ward, Gilligan's Isle of ADD is his podcast, and been a little bit quiet for a while. It's good to hear from you, Shane. And the Basilisk, that had me confused. But there is a guy who is not too confused at all. He's found out all about it and has been kind enough to call in.
Hi, this is Ray Otus of Plundergrounds calling in with a message for Sonny. Sonny, you are indeed right. The original Basilisk was more of a snake. It was described in 79 AD by Pliny the Elder, who was a fairly famous writer in Roman times. The name Basilisk comes from Basiliskos, which means little king in Greek, and it was a legendary reptile reputed to be a serpent king that could cause death with a single glance. Pliny described it as being not more than 12 fingers in length, and that it was so venomous it left a wide trail of deadly venom in its wake. Now, the picture I think that comes from D&D, where we have like 6 legs on a basilisk, is related to a bestiary from 1640. In that bestiary, there's a woodblock print by someone named Ulysses Aldrovandi, and it shows a basilisk as more of a lizard with 8 kind of chicken legs and a chicken head with a bit of a crown on it. Now, the original lizard was supposed to have a crest as well around its head that kind of marked it as the king. So you see a lot of these kind of pointy frills in illustrations. This one, I suspect, was crossing over a bit with a cockatrice, and that's where you get that 8-legged thing that we see in the D&D illustrations. But originally, it was a snake, so J.K. Rowling got it right. And I love Harry Potter too, by the way, as well as many other fantasy books. Keep on podcasting, my friend. I'd like to hear more from you.
That was great, Ray. Ray Otus from Plundergrounds. He's been having a rough time. Got himself banged up, smashed up his elbows in a crazy scootering accident. He's on the mend now, you'll be glad to know. And I thought it was really kind of Ray to call in with a message for Sonny. We had some great fun listening back to the message and then rifling through our monster cards and monster manuals, getting to the bottom of this whole Basilisk business. And it was a great source of encouragement and enthusiasm for Sonny in his gaming. So thanks, Ray. And myself and Ray, we've been working on a top secret project. I hope you'll enjoy it. It should be coming along in the not too distant future. It will be something to release in the audio format, because you don't want anything video based from me, I know that. Now I've actually got another call in from Shane, but I'm going to save it for a future episode because it's quite a big question and I want to devote a little bit of time to it. It's talking about what I'm playing and my 5e campaign, so that's something I'll tackle somewhere down the line. In the meantime, at the front of the show I mentioned that I've been looking into comparisons between BX and Redbox Basic, so that's Moldvay and the Mentzer stuff, Beckme. There's not massive difference, and it's not anything like, well, it doesn't stir up anything like the emotion and controversy that the edition wars can stir up when you talk about first edition AD&D and its development into 5th that we're now playing. But I think it definitely still warrants a little bit of delving into, and I've got a few notes that I'm going to go through, and I've also got some research that I did online, comments from people that have kind of had this discussion before, because obviously something that's been around since the early 80s, it's not a new topic. Right up front, I'd like to say my introduction to Dungeons and Dragons was through Moldvay BX, mostly the B in BX. I grew up and played the most with the Mentzer rule set, Beckme as it's sometimes called, and really it was mostly the basic and the expert of that series that I used the most, and to this day I've never played the I in Beckme, which of course is the Immortals rules. Coming round to present day, I now find myself playing BX and BX Essentials, but I'm just casting my eye back to Mentzer Basic because some of the rules are covered in a more wordy and thorough kind of way. Now at the table this can mean that information could be a bit harder to find, and I do enjoy BX for its at the table usability, and BX Essentials builds on this, goes a bit further, and of the 3 games that I play, or rule sets that I play, BX Essentials is definitely the most practical and clean. Well, what it does lack a little bit for me is some of that nostalgia, and Mentzer wins out there because my rules are the actual books that I played with as a kid, and I don't know, there's something vaguely magical in that for me. So I'm asking the listeners, really, if you play basic D&D and BX or BX Essentials, perhaps you could call in and explain what it is you like or dislike and why you play one over the other of these very similar systems. Now I've got an example on the internet. I've found a guy called James Nostak, and in 2012, on the subject of Moldvay versus Mentzer, he said the following: 4 extremely minor things I like about Mentzer Basic over Moldvay BX. Better morale rules in Mentzer, basically more guidance on when to roll morale. Better reaction tables, some nuance in how the monster might react depending on your follow-up. Better evasion and pursuit rules, And I can't remember what the fourth thing was. That's how minor it is. But trust me, it was an improvement. And I think later on he went to say that it was in Mentzer there was an actual listing of experience value in the monster stats. So I think that was his fourth point. But if you're listening to this and you're interested and you want to do a call-in, I would really appreciate something, if we could, some commentary on this, if we could get a little bit of a to and fro in going, perhaps a bit of a theme and a discussion, because I just really want to get some insight into people's thinking. There you go, that's as far as I'm going with that one. I'd like to thank everybody that's taken time and made some effort to call in. I really, really do appreciate it, as do I appreciate everybody who's listened and commented and emojied me and whatever else you do on MeWe and various social media sites. It gives me that impetus to keep going and that encouragement. And at the end of the day, that's all I do it for, really. Provide a little bit of entertainment, perhaps lighten the mood every now and then, and chat about, a game that I love and enjoy playing. So look after yourselves, take care, and I'll catch you later.